This castle has a problem. I've added a lot of guards already, but none of them actually has a place to sleep. Some are literally sleeping outside. So it's time to fix that by building a barracks for my Black Falcon's castle, right here. But before we can do that, this module still isn't ready yet. The ground and the structure underneath need a lot more work. Most of this was done in the last episode, but this right section is still pretty much empty. And I also need to figure out how the walls and the rocks will turn out so the barracks actually fit in the end. It may not look like much right now, but building all of this in separate modules is actually pretty complicated. I constantly have to think about things like doors, openings, and if I get this wrong, I'll have to rebuild everything later. So everything here is built in separate modules, like this wall section. That comes with a few challenges. I need to make sure these parts don't just fall off, so they have to be properly connected or locked in place somehow. And with these angled sections, that's not exactly easy. I haven't even tried to find a stud on the Lego grid that would match the studs on this section, so for now I'm using the surrounding structures to hold it in place. Building these castle wall sections is starting to get a little bit repetitive, and I could just link to my tutorial video for that. But at the same time, I don't want to change the overall design of that walls too much. This is one castle, so the walls should feel consistent. I don't want to use things like round bricks or log profile pieces. I think that would change the look too much because of the round shapes. But I still find small ways to add a bit more variation to the walls. For example, using the ingot pieces like this. They fit really nicely with the rectangular stone look of the castle. Now that the ground floor of this wall section is finished, we don't build the upper part directly. First, I start figuring out how the surrounding buildings will fit in. As I keep building, more and more ideas start to form, and they slowly shape the direction of this build. For this barracks, my initial idea was to place it right next to the wall, running parallel to it. So I started sketching out the shape of the building using plates and wedge plates. But this is still far from the final shape the building will eventually have, because I start to realize that I might not even be able to fit the entire barracks on this base plate. But one thing I'm pretty sure about. This is where the sleeping quarters will go, or Stube, as we'd call them in German, which is actually where the name CastleStube comes from. And this once again shows that I'm not really planning things out in advance. I'm basically just building step by step. I kind of lost focus on the barracks again, because I'm still missing a clear idea of how the castle will continue below it. So before I go any further on this barracks, I really need to finish this side of the landscape. Let's finally get the mountain and the inner structure done. You know, I've never really been a fan of big Lego pieces like this, but I'm honestly so happy that I finally got these large dark bluish grey panels for the outer walls. I don't think I ever want to build without them again. Building this kind of terrain always takes way longer than I expect. It looks simple at first, just stacking bricks, slopes and plates, but getting it to look natural without feeling messy actually takes quite a bit of time. You really have to keep all the different parts in mind and use them as creatively as possible, and sometimes you just have to adapt when you run off certain pieces. For example, I used up all the steeper slopes, like the 65 and 75 degree ones, early on this section. So now this part of the mountainside ends up looking a bit less varied. So this whole landscape part might not look like much progress right now, but in the end it really makes a huge difference. On top of this rocky surface, I'm adding a few small patches of green, just to mark where I want to add some vegetation later. And I think this will help break up all the gray and gray a little bit. And now we're getting to a small highlight of this module. I mentioned earlier that the barracks would be connected to the wall, but I actually want to take it a step further. The barracks won't just sit next to the wall, it will be fully integrated into it. And this is where the integration starts. Well, first I need to fix this wall section we built earlier. Using some snot technique and a few cheese slopes, I can get this joint nice and clear without any gaps. Alright, back to the barracks. I'm adding another much smaller tower here, which will be used to defend and monitor both the barracks and the outside. It feels like the small mistake with the protruding edge earlier made me rebuild half of this wall, but these things really need to fit perfectly, otherwise the whole build just won't work. And speaking of things not working, sometimes you just forget to set up the camera properly when you're in the building zone. Alright, this tower will have a footprint of 12 by 12 studs, so it's only about a quarter the size of the big defensive tower next to it. The ground floor is just going to be a passage connecting the wall corridors. There won't be any stairs leading up from here, but I'm planning a small battlement platform on top, slightly higher than the main castle wall walkways. And you can already see that this little tower will have an extra opening leading into the courtyard. I show you what's going to connect here later. But before that, I'll start working on the ground floor of the last wall section that is leading from this tower to the edge of the base plate. This time the corridor will only be 4 studs wide, so the wall itself becomes a little bit thinner again. And since the terrain is gradually getting lower here, the wall will grow taller and I'll need to add a few steps into the corridor. Overall, I've decided to keep the wall walkway on one consistent level across the entire castle, no matter how the ground beneath will change. Actually, there's a bit of space inside the small tower to add some extra details. I could just add some crates and barrels. I've mentioned before that they're kind of my go-to for adding details, but maybe some of you have just a better idea? I'm leveling all the wall sections to the same height now, finishing them off with tiles and a few studs to connect the upper section later on. And I have to say, I'm slowly running low on light bluish grey bricks again. The part I need the most is actually super simple, just a basic 1x2 brick, but getting a lot of them for a good price is surprisingly difficult, which is kind of annoying considering how simple and how often used this brick is. Now that the lower level of the castle wall is in place, we can shift our focus back to the barracks. At the opening in the small tower that is left over, I want to extend the wall a bit further into the courtyard and add another small tower at the end. Since this will be a barracks, it needs to be well protected and easy to defend, like a proper military area. In the end, this might feel like a small castle within the castle. To make this feel like a separate building and not just an extension of the outer walls, I decided to add a strip of dark bluish grey into the design. At the same time, I'm also trying to pick up the pattern from the back of the tower. Since both of these areas will be visible together from this side of the castle, I want them to feel connected visually. Something else that changed along the way is how I want the sleeping quarters to be accessed. Initially, I planned to add a door right here, but during this building phase I decided to move the entrance into the corridor of this barracks instead. So anyone who wants to reach the sleeping quarters has to go through the military area of the castle. I kind of imagine it like in video games, with restricted areas you can't just access freely as a civil person, and the wall corridors as well as the barracks would definitely count as one of those areas. I'll also bring these walls up to the same height as the tower and the connected wall sections. Once I've stocked up on more grey parts, I'm planning to continue with the next level and the wall walkways. Also, that might take a little while. In the meantime, there are still plenty of other areas of the castle I can work on. Now I'm going to rework most of the ground in this area. Since a lot of it will be covered by the barracks later on, I actually need to lower everything by one plate, so I can add a layer of tiles on top. And that is why I'm removing all the dark tan parts and the layer of plates underneath, and rearrange everything to fit larger dark bluish grey plates instead. With the ground leveled and simplified and the tiles in place, I can now finalize the layout of the sleeping quarters. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy how this turned out, especially considering how many different angles come together here, and everything still fits perfectly. These rooms will feel very different from the stone corridors. The floor will be made of wooden planks, so at least it feels a bit more cozy and warm. I'm also already planning where the beds will go. I can fit 3 beds into this room. And I've added a few studs near the walls so I can attach furniture later on, without having to take the whole floor apart again. I'll show you the bed design I came up with in a second, but before that I have to clean up the mess I end up with after a few hours of building. And I'll spare you all the failed attempts and just show you the hopefully final version. This time I laid out all the parts on the table before. Do you like it this way? The parts I'm using for the beds aren't anything too crazy, except maybe this double bar for L Minecraft ladder. But I think it works perfectly here because it's meant to be a ladder anyway, and the medium nougat color fits really nice as well. For the bedding I went with dark tan here. I'm honestly not entirely sure how accurate this is for the medieval period, but to be fair, I don't really mind that much. At least my soldiers get some proper bedding and even some variation in colors. Like this one, I guess we can call it the cheese bed? Okay, jokes aside, what do you think about the bed overall? And how do you feel about the beddings? Should I go with different colors or keep everything in tan? I mean, things like surcoats or clothing had color back then as well. So, I'd say we achieved our goal. We now have a place for at least some of the soldiers to sleep. And if they rotate shifts, even more. And well, we never said it had to be covered, right? Anyway, I'm really excited to keep building from here. But I might switch things up a bit for the next video. There are still a lot of details and vegetation to finish, and I'm also thinking about expanding onto the next base plate to make the barracks even bigger. We'll see where this goes. By the way, I've been uploading weekly for the past 18 weeks now. Updates might slow down a bit from here, but there's still a lot more to come. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate your feedback. And until next time, the castle keeps growing, brick by brick.